It's me, but there's more. Oh, oh, woo, woo, woo. Okay, shades of sea haze, as long as that flavor stays in your mouth.
Hey man, say man, this the boy. Dude, don't act like you don't know who I am. AKA your favorite rapper. Orange sports drink.
Holy shit, that is literally an orange. What off-brand energy drink you got going on here? Just saying. Ooh, wow, I'm a whore right now. But what? Oh, woo, woo, woo.
There's too much butter in the pan.
Overly woke people piss me off more than anything in the world. You play with my bitch.
They have no blacks.
What is wrong with that, bro?
Wow.
That was on my list. Because I sure was going to hit you with the grand rising my sister.
All you hear is Michael's mother in the background. Michael, hang on that damn phone.
I'm getting ripped tonight. Oh, I beat that. It says, man, fuck this shit. And walk off. Not only did he walk off, it was a dog. He kicked the shit out the dog. Why you kicked the dog, bro?
Somebody. Oh, call the doctor. Hey guys, wow, long time no Caesar. How we doing? This is crazy to meet you like this, Mo. That's wow. That's crazy. Hey, Dukes.
What's happening?
How you?
I'm all right. How you doing?
That's good. That's good. What up, Eric? Always coming through with the come through. Appreciate you. We're going to get it together on the other side. We don't know what's happening over there, but we're going to get it together at some points. We're going to get it together when we need to get it together. How's your week going so far, babe?
I'm tired.
You tired? Not that tired, baby. Yes, it is. It has been a tiring week. It has been very much a tiring week. I have been exhausted trying to catch up on sleep. It's hot out here in these streets. But you know, somebody got to do it. Somebody got to do it.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Do you have a Golden Girls Thug Life shirt on?
Mm-hmm.
Who your favorite?
I was like the shirt. I mean, I didn't know Golden Girls was something I was supposed to watch.
Any which way. Any which way. It's been a very long time. Long time. On my part, because, you know, I've been in the streets. You know what I'm saying? I've been on the planes, on the airways, landing in places, you know what I'm saying, being grown.
My grandmother would say you was like that dilly-dallying.
Dilly-dallying in them streets with the wretched. Okay? But you know, having a good time in between time. So that's what we're supposed to be doing. That's all that matters, right? And also just forgetfulness. Sometimes it be Thursday, and then I wake up and it's Friday. It just be like that sometimes. Sometimes the day just happened. Don't even know how the day ended, but I was there when it started and it was there when it ended. So that's, you know, in between. Any which way, do you have anything exciting going on in life right now?
Well, nothing exciting yet, but I'm here. I've got nothing exciting. All right. Same old, just working. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna get my life together at one point.
Oh, so you didn't start anything? at all since the last time we've been here? You haven't started something new? All righty then. Haven't picked up a new hobby?
Nope.
All right. Well, guys. Guess that's it. Thank you for coming to the show. Appreciate it. Oh man. Any which way. So I do have a couple little things to bring up that I thought would, puzzle Duke's brain just a tad bit. So you guys know Stefan Diggs got all cleared off of his case versus his chef, who apparently said choked the living shit out of her and slapped her around and stuff like that. He might have did that when he was dicking her down in the bedroom, but didn't do it in other professions, in other lives. That was the worst. Did you see the case? Did you see any form of that case?
I seen some of it. I know they was fucking. They was fucking.
Yeah, they had a little relationship. They had a little relationship, right?
I didn't know that part. I mean,
Right.
It makes sense because she was staying there.
Right. But the thing about it is that you know how everybody say a girl's girl, right? And the people who you think is your girl's girl. Well, there's a difference between a girls and a girls who need a check, right? Right. There's a difference between, oh, I got you, girl, versus I need a check, right? So in the case, you had the two people who basically were like main witnesses to all this. You had Stefan Diggs Brader, right? And then you had Stefan Diggs, chief of staff, right? And so the day or around some days that this shake and slap happened, right? They went to go stay in I believe the Brader's like best friend's house or something like that. And the Brader had Snapchat video evidence of the chef teaching me how to breaking this bitch down at the house, dancing, having a good time. And the Brader has a dash cam in her car. And they're sitting in the car, singing, having a great time, talking, chatting on that day events. This is supposed to be same day or next day. This bitch supposed to be distraught. She's supposed to be, oh, nigga done slapped the fucking shit out of me and choked the shit out of me. You know, I never been choked involuntarily before, and I have never been slapped involuntarily before. Except for my anyway, we're not gonna go out childhood. Anyway, but yeah, so I just know if I was choked and slapped and ragged, I would be a little shelled. I'd be a little distraught. I'd be a little closed off and quiet. You know what I'm saying? But she was very with it. Go to New York. All right, we got to stay in this house. We lit. We cool. We And like, I think she thought the girl was gonna stand up for her, be there for her or something. Even with the chief of staff. The chief of staff is like, nobody's a permanent employee. Everybody's contract. Everybody's a pay by play type situation. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, yeah, she was upset that he didn't pay her what she thought she was supposed to get paid. So she said, I'm gonna get him back. Like they just letting it go, you know. And this dumb bitch, she gets on this stand. The reason why I call her a dumb bitch, because he's like, so did he pay you for that day? What do you mean? Did you cook for him that day? I mean, I made him food. So did he pay you for the day that you cooked for him? I don't know how to answer that question. The simplest questions that she was getting asked, she couldn't answer them. This bitch tried to plead the fifth and not answer a bunch of simple ass questions, and that's really what fucked her up. Because it was in the same day. This was not a 2-day court case. I think this was like a day of like kind of going through the questioning of her. And then the next day was the witnesses, and that's when they made a thing. It was right here in Massachusetts, in Dedham, Massachusetts, at the courthouse. It was a cut and it was a short, cut and close case. right? At the end, they're reading Stefan. You're not guilty for assault, with the Denzel Washington glory teardrop, out. But I understand because at the end of the day, you've lost your team that you were a part of, that you essentially made a slogan for this team. You know what I'm saying? We're both big Patriot fans. You know what I'm saying? You did a lot of work with this team. You got to the Super Bowl with this team that they hadn't seen it in a couple years. Like, you did it. And because of this, like everything got put on pause for the Super Bowl. But then you lost the Super Bowl. Well, you had this case against you. Your job was on the line. You got to the Super Bowl, lost the Super Bowl. You and your baby mama get into it, internet, trading information, all this other shit. And now you get let go from the team. Now you let go from the team. Now you got to deal with this case and the build up to this case, knowing it's on some bullshit. Knowing. And you had to do all that off of a bitch getting mad over some shit. Over some dick.
So this wasn't a civil case?
Huh?
Was this a civil case?
What do you mean?
Like, was the state charging him or she was trying to sue him?
It was a charge.
Oh, so the state was trying to charge him.
Yeah, it was. It was the Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Stefan Diggs.
Oh, so he was gonna go to jail.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So this wasn't her suing like, oh, you didn't pay me money. And this wasn't on some, like, it wasn't even a her thing. This was the Commonwealth of Massachusetts against Stefan Diggs. Like, this was like a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
I'm sorry, I was just...
They was trying to basically, they upgraded this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how they try to make an example out of somebody?
Yeah.
So this could have just been a civil case where it was just her versus him, and you did this assault. When she brought it to them, they were like, "Oh, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts." Like,
I'm about to say, because that didn't make no sense. Because I'm like, the smart person would have did like a civil suit, whatever case may be. Hopefully, the nigga be like, all right. Because what people try to do most of the time, which is basically what it is, they try to get a little change. Because a lot of times what happens, depending on the person, a lot of times they just settle. Okay, we're going to settle because it's going to cost me more in legal fees than anything. So I'm just going to give you a couple of dollars.
Right.
So we just go back and make
Shut
it
your
away.
ass up and go.
So that's why I thought, I was like, that's what should have happened. But I'm like, they're all in court. I didn't know it was a state case, though. I didn't know it was
a state.
Wow.
Yeah. That's why this thing was so fucking big.
But how do you even get charged with? I don't know.
Nigga, I don't know how this shit got. They amplify, they color it. You know what I'm saying? They color the charges, make it this, make it that, make it whatever, me have you. But then they didn't realize, one, she ain't have shit to show for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Two, you had people who was out here just boom. And a lot of people were saying this, if the people was trained when they got in the witness stand. And a lot of people need to know, like, what you see on TV, yeah, it can be dramatized, but that's what they be doing. They sit you down and let you know this is how it's going to happen. Because some people, you have some people who are really, really bad at getting questioned, like real bad at getting questioned. And it's not because they're lying. It's because they feel like extreme anxiety. They don't know how to like present themselves. It's just like it's like a person who you could talk to a person and they have a lot of like ideas and theories, and they're very intelligent and they could go back and forth. But then as soon as you put them in front of a piece of paper and say, pen to paper, answer the same questions I'm asking you verbally, they fuck up. They just don't test well. They don't test well. It's like a pressure thing. So they have to prepare you how to be on the stand. They're going to ask you more than likely hard questions that the opposite is going to, ask you so that you could be prepared to answer. It's not to tell you what to say. It's just how to be prepared for any curveball that comes to you. That's why you have some cases where like If the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Like, Johnny Crockett will throw a little curveball at you and type shit. You know what I'm saying? You have to be prepared for things like that. But them girls was ready. They were like, oh, so did you see any scars? No. Did you see it? No. What do you do? Oh, I braid his hair. Oh, so what you guys do? We went to our friend's house. Oh, because if you're just telling the truth, any answer you're gonna give me, I'm gonna just spit out what it is or what's happening. But the thing that I was really getting into about that is like everybody's talking about, oh, he cried. It's just like you have to realize all the things that I listed happened to him since November.
Mhm.
And we're only in May. That's not a lot of time, guys. That's like that is just back to back to back to back to back. And then you have someone smearing your name and you lose your job and you lose this and you lose that. And no matter, even if you do come out on innocent, right?
Mhm.
Are you good enough for another team to want you with all that shit that comes with you? That's really what it is. Because it's not about, oh, I play football really, really well. Marshawn Lynch plays football really, really, really fucking well, right? But Marshawn Lynch has a lot of shit with his name, like his attitude, how he presents himself, and whatever. Some teams may not want him just because of that. Just because of like the attitude and the persona that comes with who Marshawn Lynch is. They just may not want that. So now you have a person who actually has physical baggage with him. And some teams are like, I just don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that association. I don't want. So he could possibly be done with football. Not saying that he is. I hope he's not. But this could really be the ender of his career because it's not the days of what's the Baltimore Reggie? Is it Reggie? Reggie. Who's the Ravens? Eric, no, he watching. Who's the Ravens player? That was in a lot of shit, but he's like a respected player.
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis, thank you. I was like Reggie. Ray Lewis, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not those times where people would rather have good football than whatever you did.
Mm-hmm.
Shit has shifted since Mike Vick. Shit has shifted. They don't want no bad person no more just because you play good football, So this could really be, I don't want to think it is, the end of his shit. Like,
I mean, he's a really good player.
Right.
From what stuff I've seen in other teams, they want him. But with that being said, though, wherever he goes, it's going to have to be like one of the best seasons he ever had. Because then at that point, kind of like what you're saying, he's going to go into what they call a journeyman.
Mm-hmm.
And once you hit that journeyman status, like you kiss your career goodbye. At this point, you just playing just to pay bills. You just playing to pay bills.
Right.
And God forbid you go somewhere like California or New York or Jersey or somewhere where the cost of living is crazy. And 73% of your check is gone before you even see it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't know the case. Maybe I gotta go back and look at it. But what type of proof did she have for them to even charge him?
I understand what you're saying, but I think that once it turns into a high profile case, they just want it. They just want it. Because if you had two people who seen you on the day of this alleged incident, and there's no bruise, no scar, no this, no that, you dug in the car, you thrown behind at this person's house. Like, first of all, you traveled and got away to somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Not because you told them, yo, he just beat me the fuck up and blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, let's get you out this house. No, that wasn't the case. Like, at all. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? You just went with some friends, was like, yo, let's hang out, let's chill. Like I said, I haven't been slapped up with the clap butt by no man, but I wouldn't be taking a little 4-hour drive to New York just to hang out and chill. And I'm, hey, and what? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they had to bring to this man. I don't know what claims, because I think in cases like this, all you got to say is he did this, he did this, he did this. And now it's got to be. It's that you have to go through it now. Like, you got to go through. I don't know why at one point in time they were like, there's no substantial evidence anymore to even have a court case like this. It was stupid. It was a waste of the state's time. The state is dumb as hell. I don't even know why the state even entertained this thing, but like I said, sometimes some people just want to make an example out of somebody. They just want to. They got to.
All right. So this is why I'm throwing off.
Perplexed.
So down here in Florida, right? The way the law is, if me and you, we stay together or whatever it may be, if the police is called, doesn't matter if it's a lie or not, somebody going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to go to jail. Either I'm going to jail for hitting you, or you're going to jail for lying, or you're going to jail for hitting me.
Somebody got to get arrested. Right.
Somebody's going. There's no way. I've seen it so many times where people get police call and they say stuff like, "I don't want nobody to get in trouble. I don't want nobody going to jail." If them people come, one of y'all going. Like that, once the people are called, y'all need to start making plans for whatever. Somebody need to come pick up the kids, meet me at the bond.
So nothing ever is just like a civil matter at that point. Because I know that some cases, when you pull up and they're like, oh, blah, 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 and they're like, okay, this is a civil matter. This has nothing to do with us. It's like, even if it's civil, it's like, somebody got to go. Because we've been called, somebody got to go.
No. Like, I'm talking like domestic one.
Oh, like just domestic. Yeah.
Yeah, domestic one. Yeah. But, like, so that's why I'm throwing off, because, like, the information that's given sounds like a civil suit. It doesn't sound like. So did she call the police on him at the house while she was at the house with him, or did she call the police on him like later on, like a day or so later?
This is later. So I don't think police was called. I think it was, I'm going to a lawyer and saying this is what happened to create a case. That's what I think it was. Because she couldn't have called this day because that's when she had went to New York and, all this other stuff and whatever have you. It's just because she wanted to. Here's the thing. And that's what people are like, Cardi B, how you with it? And this is what I tell people all the time. In situations like this, I think people forget. One, everybody's grown. And more importantly, two, I don't got no promise to you for nothing. Right. So when it comes into like the case of like him sleeping with her, right? And everybody's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. You have to understand, in cases like this, Cardi B got pregnant by accident, right? It was really just to be like, I just want to get over my husband. I found this new nigga. We fucking on each other. We having a good time. That's all that ever was. It was never, no, that's my boyfriend. That's my, she knew what it was. Cardi B's been married, but she knew what it was. Okay. She's lived a life, right? So y'all just fucking whatever. Oh, oops, bam, damn, I got pregnant. Well, since we're here, I guess we can kind of make this cute. Like, I guess we could try a little son, right? But Cardi B didn't go into that joint thinking he was single and wasn't doing other bitches. And I'm sure she knew this nigga was fucking the chef. Because at some point, the chef reached out and texted Cardi about this shit. And Cardi never texts back. Because she's like, this is going to get used in court. Cardi B sues people professionally all the time. So she knows what to and what not to do. You know what I'm saying? So she was trying to even entrap Cardi B into it. If Cardi B would have texted that woman back, because I forgot what she had said to Cardi, but had she texted her back, now Cardi would have been tied into it too. Because then it would have looked like it was a 2-on-1 situation or some shit like that. I don't know. Shit's crazy. But the reason why I brought this whole case up, right? One, that was like the whole case was stupid. Shout out Stefan Diggs. He ain't even had to go to jail. My boy free, right? I was watching the JBP podcast, like, Joe Budden podcast, right? And I be watching it for free as fuck on TikTok because I'm not paying no money to watch no damn, podcast, whatever. But I love that they have Mona on there, or Damona is her real name. I love they have her on there. She is such a great new addition besides Melon. What is her name? Melissa Ford. Because Melissa Ford would get in her. I say this from the beginning? Melissa Ford is a girly girl who wants to remain a girly girl all the time and get offended for just existing. Like, it's like Melissa was on some I have a pussy, respect me. And that's pretty much it. That was pretty much it. The reason why Damona is so good for the JB podcast is because she is a girl's girl. Like, she's a girl, but she's a nigga. She's a nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? This bitch has done time. She's lived a life. You know what I'm saying? She's a single mom. She knows the block. Better than some of them niggas on that podcast, mind you. Okay, better than some of them niggas on that podcast. Sure, you know the block. So when they say little shit like that, like she give it right back. Like they like she says it. She's like, there's an episode and she's like, let's get it fucking straight. I'm the only bitch in this motherfucker with a felony. I'm the only motherfucker on this podcast with a felony. Play with me if you want to and find out what a felon can do. Joe, she don't play. Shorty do not play, right? So she was on there and they were talking about the whole Stefan Diggs, case and, the ending of it, whatever. And she said, I'm not saying this about him in particular, but niggas who gotta fuck to fuck, they just gotta fuck. Like that's like they shit. That's like how they get through mentally and all that other stuff. Them niggas have taken a nigga's butt before. And all them niggas was like, bitch, what? And she's like, no, she's like, I'm not talking about a nigga who just likes to have sex or, he like getting pussy, whatever. She was saying, if he's like, I'm on something horny, like I got fuck this bitch, I got fuck. At some point in time, that nigga has taken a nigga's butt.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm gonna slightly agree with that.
Right. And I agree with it too. Because I wouldn't have believed her had I not the information that I have. You get what I'm saying? So there was a person that I knew in life who was on that same type of time. He just needed to fuck. Like he just needed to I just need to fuck. I don't know if that was his therapy. I don't know if that was the way that he would get through pain. I don't know. But that was his thing. And for him, he just needed it so bad that it was getting tiring to talk to a new bitch, wait for the bitch to say yes to get pussy. Because at that point, it could be a week to 2 weeks before he's getting in some pussy. And he's like, that's just aggravating. And then the bitches that I was fucking with, I'm like, oh, let's fuck. They're like, I'm more than just a bitch to fuck. I'm more than that. And then they get in their feelings and all this other shit. And he was like, it got to the point that I just, and I forgot how the butt became part of his story. I forgot how like the start initiative of it. But I think the nigga just walked up to the nigga was like, oh, what's up? Blah, blah. And he was just like, you know what? I'll fuck it. Whatever. A butt. And for a while, he said he was fucking this nigga because it was easier. He's like, niggas just know what it is. Like, he's like, regardless if a nigga's gay or not, a nigga know, I just want to fuck. Period. That's it. I don't need the emotions. I don't need intimacy. I don't need this. I don't need that. I just need to get a nut off. And then niggas would be like, yeah, bet, cool. And he would just get his shit. And so I was like, so that don't make you feel like you, especially because he was like habitually doing it at a certain point in time that he was like, nah, I didn't even look at them niggas like that. Niggas didn't suck my dick, niggas didn't do nothing. I was just fucking and leaving. And I'm like, oh, and I guess it wasn't until he had to get that cleared out his mind, to stop using sex as a weapon of of pain, like like a aid to help him through stuff, you know. So I guess he's like, I gotta put the pipe down.
So is the gay niggas easier or something?
I'm going to say, based off of his, like what I just said, based off of his presumption, like a man is a man at the end of the day. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight. A man is a man at the end of the day, right? So you all have the same mentality when it comes to like, I just want to fuck. I just want to fuck. That like there are some times where you may not want to entertain a woman's bullshit. You may not want to have to do the cuddles and kisses. You may not want to have to go and treat a bitch to a date or two to make her feel comfortable to hit it. You just want to fuck, nigga. That's it.
And that's when you beat your meat. Like,
right. But
you don't
yeah,
go
but
out
that's
and get
but he was so enthralled in the shit. I don't know, but it was easier to get booty from a nigga because it's like, I know I want to fuck, you want to fuck, boom, that's it. There's no more to it at that point.
It makes sense, but it don't make sense.
I get what you're saying. It does. Yeah. In hindsight, this shit makes sense.
Yeah.
When you theoretically put it together, that's when you're like, hold on, some ain't sitting in the water right over here. I don't. Because when I was hearing it, I really was sitting here like this. Like I was on some Dr. Umar stuff. Like really like, you said what?
Right, I'm listening.
Yeah. I really was just like, you know? Now, I am one person who is the furthest person to judge anyone about what they do in the innards of their life, right? Mm-hmm. But it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Because then I think about women, and some straight women do the same thing. So there are some straight women who play gay real quick because it feels more comfortable and they don't feel like they're getting played. And it's like, if you're giving them some little energy, they'll take that shit like real quick. Like, yeah, bitch, let's go do something real quick, blah, 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 blah. Because they getting their shit off regardless of the fact, but they didn't have to deal with a nigga's bull to do their thing.
I mean, so this is why I believe this story time. So grew up with a nigga, we gonna call this nigga Chad. Grew up with a nigga named Chad, right? Mm-hmm. So ever since we was small, Chad has always been a little bit freakier than everybody else. Oh. A little bit more curious and outgoing, not outgoing, but like it's always a little freaky, right? So Chad unfortunately ended up going to prison. Oh, right? The force ended up going to prison. So stories started coming back about Chad, about him in prison doing prison stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So one day we was at a what they call down here, they call it Deluxe party. It's like basically a party in TikTok. And they was talking about it. And I was like, you know what? I don't agree with it, but at the same time, it's jail. That's jail shit. And when I said that, I made somebody mad. So it was a girl in the conversation. She said, no, that nigga was doing that before jail. What you talking about? She was like, meet me over there by the Pepsi machine.
Not the Pepsi machine.
I go by the Pepsi machine, but she brought somebody with her. Jesus. She brought somebody with her. And the person she brought that with her was a dude that was a little bit on the sweet low side.
On the minute low. That's crazy.
And I said, what's up? This was Chad Lil Boo before he went to jail. And I was like, oh. I said, listen, to be honest with you, me and Chad is cool. That's not my business. If that's what he wants to do, that's what he got to do. right? So about like a year or two later, about a year later, Chad finally gets out because he was in there like 3 years. He gets out, we're talking, and I said, hey man, brother, I love you, but I just want to know some stuff. Yeah, I know you want to know. I heard the streets been talking. I said, yeah. See, I'm not gonna lie to you. One time in jail, I was weak. I had a weak moment. I missed my baby mama. Yada yada yada. Said cellmate had little pictures on the wall. And it got to me, and there's one in there that kind of looked like a woman. I said, no, bro. I'm not talking about the jail shit. Who met somebody and they say they know you? I said names and everything. I don't remember names. And he was like, and then he tried to lie to me and was like, the person paid him. I said, look, I'm not calling you gay out loud. But if
Out
that's
loud is the part.
if that's what you're doing, brother, I just want to make sure that, you know, we have an understanding of what's going on. And what's going on is that you have dilly dally before in there. And that's
Mm-hmm.
all I wanted. Like, yeah. And I said, I always knew you was a little too freaky for me. And that's what now, from my understanding, he ain't dilly dally no more. I don't know. I ain't gonna talk to Chad because I don't believe a lot of people don't talk to him no more. But uh, yeah, I could really believe that. I could really believe that niggas who overly freaky will do that. Especially if you're saying how you're saying it, where to the point where it's like, if I can't get it from here, and it's easy to get over here, I get it. I get it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, no matter who you getting it from and what you getting it from, make sure you safe. That's really the most important part of it. No matter who and where and how, please make sure you are safe. Okay.
Right.
Make sure you getting yourself tested. Don't even do 6 months, every 3 months. Shit can have a quick turnaround. You know what I'm saying? Make sure if you was outside in them streets, make sure, please, just, and I know some people, they don't, you just go only get an STD test, and some of them will only give you a certain amount of series. You got to ask them, I want a full blown panel with herpes. And a lot of people don't know that when you ask for a standard STI testing now, they don't test for herpes because in their mind, everybody got HSV1, which is just, your regular cold sore. And even if you don't get cold sores, you can still have it, right? And that's from your parents could have had it and you shared cups with your parents. You could it's just like your boyfriend when you was 12 or 13 years old could have got it. You could have had it for your whole entire life. You know what I'm saying? But then the HSV2, they be acting like, oh, the oral one, the oral herpes, you gonna know. You gonna know you have it. Sometimes, yeah, that bitch gonna show up. But sometimes, no, you may not truly know that you have it. So you got to ask these people to test you for any and everything. I would rather know what I got, not based off of what's going to happen to me for the rest of my life, but am I going to be able to take care of me for the rest of my life? Like, I want a very fruitful life. You got to get on them antibodies and take care of yourself and clear yourself out and all other shit. So, whoever you get it from, make sure everybody clean. That's the most important part, more than anything. Don't really matter after that. Like, throw a paper party, throw a My Chart album mixtape. I don't fucking know, nigga.
Come to that.
Huh?
A lot of people won't come to that party.
Oh, they won't. They won't. They definitely won't. And that's the thing that's like so weird. That's so I've always thought. I don't even say I've always thought because how is this? I think everybody finds it easier to open their legs than to open their hearts.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier. You don't have to deal with this and that and the third. And it only gets a certain type of deepness with one way,
Right.
But people gonna do what they do. Yeah, fucking know. It's craziness. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I
No,
know you had
please.
something else.
No, please go.
So something came up over the internet. I don't know if that's what you was gonna talk about or did you see it? But this is a prime example to me of pretty privilege. Okay. So have you been paying attention to seeing the thing about Dr. Cheyenne?
Oh, I was going to say something about that. Look.
Right. This is a clear case of being pretty and sounding smart, how far it could get you.
You
I'm
think?
not saying yes, not saying she's not educated. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is whatever type of paper, whatever type of legit paperwork she has, I feel like her status, her fame, and her celebrity won't be as big if she only use what she really has. So by her being, she is gorgeous, by the way, banging body and all that. But I feel like because of that, she has got more attention on herself when it comes to her and her practice. Now, with that being said, when she allegedly added stuff to the list of her achievements because
Mm-hmm.
of who she is,
Right.
seems believable.
Right.
And I just feel like if that was like a regular person, that people wouldn't believe her for so long.
Well, I will say this. People only become famous because people allow them to become famous, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we can't get mad at a person. Like, for example, Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels only became a number one name in the streets because people made his name a thing in the
Right.
streets. He didn't do anything extensive. All he did was get on YouTube and go live and talk about some shit or record some videos. And people kept bringing it up, bringing it up to make him to the point that now he's referenced in lyrics and people know about him and all this and still talk about him even after his passing and all this other stuff, right? All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing here with Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Like, someone somewhere saw her speaking about something. And then that person agreed, and the next person agreed, and the next person agreed, and the next person agreed. And now we are where we are. Right. What I will say is, I believe she says she has her PhD. Okay. Now, if she has her PhD, then yes, her name is Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Because as soon as you have your PhD, you are a doctorate. That doesn't matter. Now, there's a difference between having your doctorate in like, something versus having like a licensure to, you know, do psychotherapy or, anything like that. That's totally different.
Mm-hmm.
But I could have my PhD in literature. I could have my PhD in media. I could have a PhD in psychology. I could have my PhD in anything, in landscaping, nigga. And I'm Dr. Yada, yada, yada. It comes with the territory of the title. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Umar. Nigga got his PhD. He got his title. You get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where when people hear doctor, they automatically think clinical. They automatically think, prescription, medicated, treated. You know what I'm saying? And that's not always what that is. It's what my title is of my education.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is that people agreed with what she would say and big her up for so long that now when you have a couple of men who don't like being told who they are, you're going to have defiance. And that's where the pretty privilege runs out, right? The pretty privilege only goes so far as long as a man is allowing that pretty privilege to go. Once he feels like you have tried to check him on who he is, that's when, oh, you still a regular bitch. I don't know who you talking to. Just, you know what I'm saying? So, like, when she had this conversation with Nick Cannon, everybody's like, yeah, Nick Cannon, because Nick Cannon got all these fucking kids and and blah, 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 blah. They agree with everything she said because, you know, of how he, you know, acts. When it came to Cam Newton, the same thing. Everybody agreed because of just how he acts. When she started going to different platforms for herself, that's when it started becoming a problem. Because now you're talking about men in a general scope. You're no longer attacking one. You're talking about all of them. So now all the men are feeling attacked because you're calling them out for whatever you're calling them out for. And now because you've done that, now it's like, well, bitch, you ain't even a doctor. No, let me see your accreditations. You ain't even got no accreditations. You ain't even got nothing. You ain't got blah, blah, blah. You ain't got this, that, and the third. That now it's whatever. And then when you add on top, then you have that. Then you have the women who will always back up men in certain calibers because then she gives the business to women too. And you're like, yeah, you don't got no thing, bitch. You ain't got no like, and that's what's gonna happen. But as long as it was on one person, as long as that one person was getting the heat, as long as that one person was getting told about themselves, everybody was quiet because they agree with it. Soon as you start generalizing to a greater group of people and it starts hitting home, now I'm questioning it.
Right.
That's why I feel like that's what it is. I feel like it was she generalized people and now people are in their feelings and now I have to question you and your legitimacy of who you are, you know, because no one questioned Iyanla Vanzant. And Iyanla will tell you straight up and down, I don't practice anything. I don't psychoanalyze. I don't medicate. I don't script. I don't nothing. That is a woman who is purely doing I forget what it's called. Like not influencer. What is it when it's like not therapy, but she does like an inner deeper work. Like, you know, it's like a coach, like a life coach. Life coach. That's what she does. She's a life coach, right? So she can't prescribe you to do this or whatever. She just pushes you in different avenues and different ways and different ventures to make you better, right? She doesn't say I'm Dr. Iyanla Vanzant, and I think she does have her PhD, but I'm saying like she just I mean Vanzant, I'm a life coach. This is what I do, you know. But people have tried to call her out on her bullshit, and she's just like, but you can't because I never said I had any clinical shit. I'm just here to help people. There's a difference when you have that, and then when you have, you know, Cheyenne Bryant. She only went by Cheyenne Bryant. No one would question her. But because she has doctor in front of it, because she uses her degrees as her start of her name, that's why people are questioning it. If she just was like Cheyenne Bryant and I just happen to have a PhD in this shit, no one would question her. I'm Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Bitch, you can't clintonize me. You can't give me no medication. You shit. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. A title is the title. A title makes you who you are, but it also makes people readily available to question you at any turn.
Right.
That's why you have a lot of old people. I don't want to see no NP. Why am I see an NP? I want the MD. I want the doctor. I want the best of the best. I don't want to go to no nurse practitioner. Well, I'm going to do a neck pressure. It's the same thing if you go to a hospital. I don't get this nurse away from here. A nurse. I want a doctor. But little do you realize the nurses know more than the doctors. The doctors are
Right.
generalized. The nurses have to know everything up front to get ready
Mhm.
for the doctor. The doctor comes in after the fact. You know what I'm saying? So it's just based off a title. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I remember one of the first people who to challenge her was Corey Holcomb. Uh, they I guess they had some type of not relationship, some business relationship. They did show something together or whatever. And have you? My issue is all these things is alleged, right? My issue is it seems like she was trying to doctor up her resume
Mm.
more than what it is. Now, I mean, she's clearly educated. Like, there's no denying it. Even if
Right.
you told me she had no transcript, I wouldn't believe that. I know she went to some type of school.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But they showed a clip where she said she had like 3 doctorates and like basically like a total of like 6 or 7 degrees or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But she could only count for like 1 or 2 or something like that. Um, I feel like I feel like it's unnecessary to do that. To to do that. But I also feel like in the world of social media, influencing, status, and all that, maybe she feel like she had to do that. I feel like some people it's like not really peer pressure because nobody tells you to do it, but it's like a form of like social peer pressure where it's almost like because I feel like in social media you're competing with other people, whether you know it or believe it or not. You're competing with other people because you think about views, you think about shares or whatever. Because I've heard people say, "Well, my video didn't do this, my video didn't do that, yada yada yada." So if she's not telling the truth about what she's got going on, that's sad because I feel like if you have the correct paperwork, you should not have to do that. But hopefully she can prove what she's saying. But I pray it doesn't happen. I pray it doesn't hit her pockets. I hope this doesn't
I
cause her to lose business or whatever she was doing.
I get what you're saying in that aspect. Because there's a lot of people who, I mean, well, no, we're called content creators because we create content, right? We create stuff
Right.
that's whatever. But then you have people who are actual influencers. I'm a content creator and I'm an influencer, right? Because if you go on my page, not only am I on there just making videos to make videos, but I'm also showcasing products that's
Mm-hmm.
influencing you to purchase these things that I have shown that I'm on and whatever may have you, right? If you go on my workout page, I'm influence you to work out, influence you to do these things because of what I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to want to have this certain type of level or title within them, and everybody can have this title on them. They don't have to necessarily um have any educational background to do it. You get what I'm saying? I could never have been a nutritionist a day in my life. No college degree, no nothing, no courses, no nothing. And I can get on here because there's people who do this. I can get on here and I can have a soapbox and I could talk about how being a big person isn't all that bad, in that like our metabolism just works different and our this and our that, and I can preach this and people will flock because those are the people who believe in what I'm saying. And now they have pushed me up to a height that has made me almost to the same level as a person who has went to school and gotten a degree and have studied these courses and have these certifications and have had the senior and all this, information that they have, right? They know. But because people believe in my word, they'll push me to the same level or push me past that person. Like my word supersedes what a person who's actually educated in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they want that for me so bad, right? There's like this is I'm not even gonna say that. But regardless of the fact, I feel like that's what it is with her, right? They flock to what she says because what she says is not untrue. And I think that's the worst part about it. What she says isn't untrue. It's just the mere fact that she's saying it and it's hurting a person's feelings. That's when things come into question, right? Like, I don't know if you remember, but 2 years ago now, a Black woman who was an actual licensed therapist came on TikTok and she's like, I have a couple of Black men as clients and I'm seeing the same rhetoric within them. Black men need to go to therapy. You guys have to go to therapy. You guys have to do the work because there are women who are being killed by your emotional unstableness. There are Black people who are being hurt because you cannot control your temper. There are children who are being left behind, who are in these broken homes because you don't know how to be stable. You don't know whatever, all those other things, right? Black men and the pick me Black women were so upset by her generally, not over case by case, generally saying Black men need to go to therapy. They need to do work. They need to have a better mental health, to the point that they found her job, called her job, and got that woman fired from her job, to the point that she almost lost her license because they were saying that because it don't take much for you to say, oh, this person's using the license for wrong things, oh, this person's doing whatever, may have you. So basically and I think she did lose her license and ability to work because people were in their feelings about something that she said for general people. And that's a licensed therapist. You get what I'm saying? So even if Cheyenne was a licensed therapist, let's just say, it wouldn't matter, because if she's saying something to the populace that don't like it, they're going to make it that you cannot be taken seriously for shit. They're going to discredit you as much as possible just because of it. Just because of it. So it doesn't matter to me. It's a pretty privilege because maybe she lasted this long, maybe. But I think it's more so because she was only directing it person by person by person by person. And then once she started saying all y'all, it was like, oh, bitch, you need to calm down. Pipe it down. Now we're going to start questioning you and what you got going on.
All right, real quick. So you had said, like, if you made content or you was an influencer, people would take what you say and believe it, over the next person. Do you think, and I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong, by the way, but do you think it's a belief on what somebody's saying, or what makes you comfortable with somebody saying? All right. So let's say, for instance, let's talk about weight loss, right? You have a trainer who's saying, hey, you're overweight because of this. But then you have somebody who says, no, it's because of this, right? The thing is, the trainer is telling you this is what it is, and this, you have to work hard to do this. But this person said, oh, this is not what it is. It's just, unfortunately, this is what it is. So some people like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm not really fat. I'm fat, but it's not because of my eating. It's because, this person says that I retain water or whatever. So that's what I'm going to go with. So do you believe it's is believing what somebody says or being comfortable with somebody saying.
I think it's believing, because when it has to sit in you for you to take heed to what they're saying, right? So like, let's just say there is 1,800 thousands accounts that are zodiac focused, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you will see those people reposting, sharing, liking, commenting. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, blah blah blah. Even when it's against them, even if it's the cons of their zodiac side, they'll be like, "Yeah, we are like that, man. We is hot headed. We are some assholes. We are like, whatever." They don't want to be labeled that, but they believe it because that's something that is true within them. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like people believe what the person is saying because it resonates in them. So if you're going to take it in the case of like, we have a trainer versus you have like this other person, and the trainer is saying, yeah, you're fat because blah 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 and yada yada yada, okay, heard you. But if this other person who may not be accredited in body changing and transformations and whatever for anything, but they're like, oh, the reason why you're fat is because you not drink water, but you're eating after 8 o'clock a lot. Stop eating after 8 o'clock, and you'll start seeing change. That person goes, you know what? I do eat after 8 o'clock. Yeah, I can't be doing that. I can't be eating after 8 o'clock. I gotta stop eating after 8 o'clock. And once they're believing that, because that's what that person said, because that's what they do. You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why a person is pushed up to that higher height, because I'm seeing it and I'm believing it, because that's what's happening. That's what's going on. So I believe in the person. That's mainly that's to me is the main reason. There's a lot of people online. There's a lot of people that we know on TikTok that have gotten famous or gotten big because of stupid little shit here and there, and they not even living a walking a walk. Like, you remember that dude Jackson, who was married to his wife, and he became a self-titled marriage counselor and all this other stuff, and then you find out that he was cheating on her the whole entire time, and whatever. But the reason why they believe what he was saying is because they seen it in their own marriage. There's somebody I know who is on TikTok who cheated on his wife a multitude of different times. Now apparently he's a marriage or relationship coach to help you through your marriage and stuff like that. And it's just like, how do I say this? There's only two places that I would want a person who was like me, who changed for the better, to tell me what I did wrong or how I should change, right? That's the gym. I want a person who was just like me, regular, didn't really care about their body, was just eating what the fuck they wanted to eat, and decided, you know what, I need to get better, and got fit and did what they need to do. And they were real deal about this shit. They didn't start off skinny. They didn't start off with this. They really went through the work. That's something I would want to look at. That's motivation, because that means the hard work, right? And a pastor. You was out here in these streets. You was heathenism. You was with the wretched. You was the Jezebels, just like I was. A sinner's sin, and God called upon you. You change your life around and you push through. Now I get to see how God used you. So now I'm like, you know what? I want to see how God can use me like they use you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take no advice from somebody who is a multiple, habitual, continuous cheater in their marriage and can't keep their legs closed or in their pants. And the person keeps taking them back, and they keep taking that person back. And now you're telling me this is how you get to be more confident and comfortable in your marriage. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Well, also too, don't take advice from somebody who don't look like what they're talking about.
Right.
You wouldn't ask what's the perfect a football play from a basketball coach.
Right.
Like don't if somebody is give you relationship advice, but they've been divorced 3 times.
Something ain't working for you, my brother.
Yeah, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Some ain't
Now you
right.
can teach me all the wrong things to do. That's for sure.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna listen to what you said so I know what not to do.
What not to do? I'm gonna
Yeah,
get that. I'm
yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna
make
get it.
sure I get that.
I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you talk. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys, it's 10 minutes over. We both sleepy. Okay, this time it ain't just Duke, baby girl tired. Okay, I'm tired. Um,
I'm over here fighting for my life.
I seen it. That's why I was trying to wrap it up. You asked me a little question. I said, "Damn, he really intrigued." All right, so follow me. You see it right here, full.frequency on TikTok. Also follow me C.Hayes INC. I be pushing product over there, like your favorite street pharmacist type shit. You can follow me on Instagram, Candy Tastes Sweet. And that is all. I'm only here every single Thursday so far. At 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with my boy Duke, my number one big boy. And yeah, bruh, that's it. That's it. You gonna see it. If you follow me on all places, I've been traveling like a motherfucker and I love it. So keep up with your girl.
Hey man, say man, this your boy Duke, your favorite fat person. You catch me every Sunday and sometimes on Tuesday on the Popcorn Beer podcast. 1/5 of the podcast add one character side. Don't worry about the maths, right? Also catch me sometimes on Shade Butters podcast. Ain't no book to this shit. Also catch me here on Thursday with my favorite girl. Don't call her beautiful because she's gorgeous, Miss C. Hayes. Also, too, came up with a run club page on TikTok called Maze Way Run Club. So if you ever, feel like typing it in on the social TikTok page, go ahead and check it out.
Hell yeah. I've even started running myself. So
Type shit.
type shit. All right, guys. Have a great fucking night and have a great weekend. See you later.